You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You are kind of like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable, so original. You are never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you. So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in to lose or win. Build things up to knock 'em down. It's the way we keep our high, moving like a hurricane. There will come a time for when we can wash away your sins, settle down, but until then, we're like a
On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting and review of a Sotol. It is Guerra Seca, right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of a different kind of spirit. It is called Sotol. So let's talk a little bit about Sotol. We'll give you guys a little history about it. It is a different kind of spirit. It's not necessarily an agave spirit, but it's in the same family as an agave spirit. It is made from a plant called the daisylirion, and a daisylirion is not an agave, but it is a succulent. They used to be classified in the same class, but they're no longer. They changed the classification. They're still under the asparagus family, but it's in a different subclass under the asparagus family name. So this plant is called the desert spoon. So, and it's got an interesting look to it. It doesn't look like an agave. It looks, a little bit different. So, Sotol production has been around for a long time. It is believed that the first Sotols were made around 200 AD. So, and it was made in Chihuahua, Mexico, was where it was believed to have started. There's actually been signs that Sotol has been made in early times here in the United States, and they've found pits and stuff in Arizona that they believe that there might have been some Sotol made there before by the natives there. So Sotol's got kind of a rich, storied history in that it was originally banned by Pancho Villa to the point where if you were caught making Sotol, it was a life sentence. They killed you. You were put to death. So the Sotoleros that still made Sotol were doing it underground, hiding and sneaking it around so it wasn't caught. And they weren't caught, because if they were caught, it could mean that they were killed. So, but also, they were smuggling Sotol into Texas and across the border, so Al Capone could actually use it in his speakeasies and stuff. So it's got a really storied history. It's kind of interesting, and it's got a interesting tie to the United States in that it was smuggled into the United States during Prohibition, and they were consuming it in speakeasies and stuff. And Al Capone was a big importer of Sotols. All right, so now that you kind of have a history about Sotols, let's talk about this one from Guerra Seca. This is a Sotol that is imported by a group called Cultured Spirits. They are the same group that brings us Pluma Negra. So this particular Sotol was made by Edmundo Enriquez, who is based out of Chihuahua, Mexico. The species of Sotol that they use. Now, see, there's different kinds of species, and you can find different kinds, and different kinds of species have different flavor profiles and stuff on it. So this one is made with Desilerian SPP, which is the Desert Spoon varietal. You can also find Cedrosanum, Wheelery, and other kinds of Sotol species that they use for making it. And like there's even some really nice ensembles, Sotol ensembles, that are really good. And if you haven't tried, like I have one that I've been talking about. I'm not going to mention it in this video, but it's a really good one, but it's also an ensemble. So this is made in Chihuahua. It is double distilled, and they do something really interesting with this. They use an alembic still, but it is a stainless steel still that is clay lined. And I asked them for some more details on how that works and what it's all about, but I never got any answers on it. But they said it's clay lined, so it imparts like the ancestral flavors in with the new flavors of, you know, stainless steel, because back in the day when they were making it, they were using clay pots with the wooden Filipino stills to make Sotol with, as well as other, you know, they use tree trunk, they use all the kinds of different still formations, but they use typically a clay pot to do the distillation in. So, and this one comes in at a whopping 48% alcohol by volume. Now, I did something a little different in this, in that the members that are members on my YouTube channel were sent bottles, little sample bottles that they can taste along. So, really quick, sound off those of you that are tasting along. I want to know who's showed up for this, who's got their bottles. So if you guys can just say here, 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 here. I want to know who I've got here with me with their sample bottles not yet opened, and their Denver and Liley glass or drinking vessel handy. So who do I have with me here that that has their sample bottle and is ready to go for the tasting portion? All right, so Ryan's tasting along. Okay. Anybody else got their bottles with them? It's not just Ryan and I, right? Oh. Come on. There's got to be more people. I sent out 10 bottles. All right. D. Grant's got his. Okay. So we got 2 people. Shaman's here. Okay, good. Andy says hello, but I don't think I sent a bottle to Andy. All right, so we got 3 people. All right. T Grant's ready to go. Good. All right. Where's everybody else? We should have a good amount of people here. Yeah, what do you mean? It's just, that's true. We could definitely be the party. All right, so I don't know where everybody else is, but if they're tasting along, they can comment and stuff as we go along. So what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and pour your sample into your drinking glass. All right, looking at it in the glass. Now, this is a Hoven. It's not aged. There is some aged Sotols, but, you know, it's like, come on. You shouldn't have to age a Sotol. And typically the company that makes the aged Sotols isn't necessarily known to be a good quality Sotol company. So if you've tried one of their stuff and didn't like it, there's a good chance it's because it's not really good quality. But looking at it, coating the glass, it coats the glass really nicely, legs and tears forming all over. And it's going to have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Looking at the Sotol itself, it is crystal clear. Specks of silver and stuff coming through. Okay, Brooks showed up. Okay, good. All right, he's here. That's good. All right, so let's check out the nose on this and see what we get. Smells good. So starting off the bat, I get a nice earthy nose to it, where I'm getting new leather. There's a hint of fruit on it as well, which is more like I love the earthiness on this, but it's more of a It's kind of a tart fruit on the nose, so more of like a it's hard to describe. I get a hint of banana coming through on it, but it's got this nice, really nice earthiness, like new leather that's coming through on it for me. Little sweetness, little cinnamon sweetness in there. And then this tart fruit that's coming through. Ryan's getting a like dried dehydrated fruit in chili powder coating. Okay. Yeah, I get like a leather on the front of it. Like a earthy leather. Like new leather, like if you ever been in a saddle shop. I grew up in an area that was equestrian, and we had saddle shops, tack shops, and it smells like, has that new saddle, new leather kind of smell to it. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. I need to get my mouth acclimated to this. Second sip, here we go. Definitely picking up some leather. The leather's coming through. It's got a peppery heat to it, which is kind of neat. I'm picking up some cinnamon, like sweet cinnamon-esque kind of flavor, and then like a hint of banana in the back on it, and then a tart, almost like a tart raspberry-esque kind of fruit note in there as well. Ryan says he gets a definite leather, earthy, spicy, and he's getting something like barbecue sauce too. And D. Grant says he definitely getting the leather for sure. Yeah, the leather comes through really nicely on this. This is really nice. Some people go, oh, leather flavor, it just doesn't sound good to me. No, it's kind of a different kind of sensation than chewing on a piece of leather. You know, it has this earthy kind of flavor to it that balances out the sweet fruitiness that's in there as well, and the little tartness in there. So it's kind of got a really nice complex flavor to it. As far as Sotols go, as far as Sotols that I've had, this is not bad. This is enjoyable. Definitely could enjoy this. Definitely could enjoy it with a good cigar. It's really interesting. It's got a little heat to it for me. You agree on the leather? Okay, slight hints of herbs. Okay, good. Yeah, you definitely get that cinnamon, leather, and earthiness and spicy pepper. A little heat, but it's not, no, it's not bad at all. I enjoy this. It's good. So if this was just so the members here that are tasting along, if this was something available on Ferment and Still, would you buy it? That would be the next question. Would you spend, now it typically runs for somewhere around $90. So would this be something you'd want? You agree with Brooks on there? Yeah, it does have an herby. I agree. It does have an herby kind of, yeah, it goes down really gentle. It has a little bit of heat to it, but the heat actually is not like a harsh, I can't drink it heat. It's more of like a blow open your taste buds kind of heat. For me, I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I really enjoy it. I think it's an explosion of flavor that comes through on it. And the heat's kind of cool. It's kind of a nice, like pepperish heat. Like if you had like chili powder, chili peppers, while you're drinking something, chili powder, mixed in where it has that heat that kind of stays there and kind of carries along the flavors to the point where I'm still got a little bit of the leathery sweetness on my tongue right now, on the finish. But yeah, it does go down really well for 48%. It's really good. Smoky, earthy. I don't pick up a lot of smoke. For me, it's more of a leather earthiness to it. Yeah, I agree. Heat is good. Burn is bad. Yeah, this doesn't burn. It just has a little bit of heat to it, to the point where it's not, horrible to drink. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you would enjoy and be interested to pick up if we stocked it on Ferment and Still? I'd like to see your guys' agave ratings on this. How would you rate this as far as a good quality Sotol? I'm going to let you guys do the rating on it. For me, okay, I'll give you my agave rating. For me, I give it a solid 4 agave. It's not the best Sotol I've ever had, but it's really good. I enjoy it. It's got a nice flavor profile. You get the smoke on the nose, not too much on the palate. Yeah, it's a mesquite type smoke. Makes you okay. Leather earthy sounds intriguing. It's very good. It's good. You think of barbecue sauce? I think of barbecue sauce as being more sweet. Anyway, I like for barbecue sauce. For me, I like Casey Masterpiece. I'm a big Casey Masterpiece barbecue sauce. And for me, this doesn't hit the note on like a Casey Masterpiece type of barbecue sauce. I've had other barbecue sauces, but I don't pick up barbecue sauce. But we all taste different things. So if you get barbecue sauce, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I do pick up the earthy leatherish, and for me it presents now the leatheriness presents itself in your head, what's called your head space. It's like when you taste it, you're not tasting leather, but it presents itself in your sinuses, in your head space, as you're drinking it. So it's kind of a part of the tasting thing, and that's why when you look at, sometimes they'll evaluate machines, they'll evaluate flavor profiles. They use what's called a headspace machine to see what kind of notes are being picked up, in the sinus area, up in the headspace. So that's what I'm getting on this in the headspace, is that leathery-ish, new leather nose kind of comes up in the headspace. Mesquite, spot on for you. Cool. So what do you guys think? Is it something that you would buy if it was on Ferment and Still? How would you rate it? What would be your rating on it? we got the tasting and stuff down. How would you like it? Did you like it? Is it something you would buy another bottle of? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. For me, I would buy a bottle of it. I would keep it on my shelf. I would enjoy it. I would drink it with a good with a cigar and enjoy it. Like, probably be more of a nighttime drink for me than a daytime drink. You know, when it's cooler out, because it does have that heat to it. It would be too hot for me to be sipping on out in the hot Southern California sun. You know, on days where it's hot out. For me, it'd be a nice evening drink with a cigar outside. It's not your style of spirit, flavor profile a bit too okay. That's fine. You can eventually get there. Don't worry. Any other thoughts? You'd want to sit with this for a bit. You do like it. You think you'd buy a half size. $90 is a little steep, but if it's a good story, I can be convinced. Oh, okay. I would not. Okay, you would not buy a bottle. Okay. All right, so they don't like it. So, which is fine, because this is their first Sotol. So, you know, when you start getting into different spirits, you got to kind of, you know, understand them and get into them and get some experience with them before you really start to appreciate them. You know, if I was my first Sotol, I probably wouldn't appreciate it either. But, you know, once you try some others and start getting into the spirit more and developing the palate for it, then it'll kind of click in and make it so it's a little more enjoyable. So there you go. The Guerra Seca Sotol is a nice Sotol. So if you're an experienced Sotol drinker, I think you'd like it. If you're a beginning Sotol drinker, this may be too intense for you to start. I would probably recommend something like Senior Sotol, which is more fruit-based flavors on the flavor profile of it, and it's a little tamer than something like this. This is pretty robust and it's pretty spicy, and it's very complex. So it's going to be different than anything that you've ever had as a tequila drinker. Okay, so there you go. Any questions, comments? Post them below here after we're done. And until next time, life is too short to drink bad agave spirits. So keep watching and enjoy some of the ones that I review, and hopefully you'll get some great ones. All right, guys. Good night. Salute.